Tasya heturvidya. Not understanding his purpose is ignorance. Not understanding this relationship of Brahma and Maya, that is universe, is ignorance. Life principle. Life principle is divine, precious, and therefore must be respected as Ishwar. Life principle with any life must be projected with benevolence because the benevolence is the property of Ishwar. Ishwar, Brahma, and Maya, this trinity can be responsible for the life principle because Maya is the Shariram or physic. The Brahma is the driver because Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman, and Ishwar the material cause. As Vedanta says, Ishwar or divinity is all pervading and present in every particle of the universe. Atah charachara granhat. Vedanta says life principle is a part of Brahma, the sentient, and ultimately part of Ishwar. Chitta, the display pad. Chitta is an element of mind and biomechanical machine that has to display the information received from sense organs. Manas, Chitta, Buddhi and Ahankar are elementary machines of mind embedded to memory. It is one of them, this Chitta, exhibits and displays the information received from eyes, the picture, from ear, the sound, from tongue, the taste, from nose, the scent, and from skin, the touch. Chitta that displays these informations in multiple chitta form, aneka chitte, and this display is read by the vrittis, which are tendencies. These are operating systems of mind. Display of information in any form is read by vrittis, and that are true knowledge, false knowledge, fantasy, memory, and sleep. The operating systems are biosoftware that reads only to store the displays in memory. In the sleep, our memory is driven and displayed on chitta, that is display pad, in the form of dreams, which is again read by vrittis and again stored in memory. These dreams are remembered afterwards as dreams. Chitta therefore is only display pad from where every displayed frame is transported to memory and dissolved every moment to avoid intermixing. Chitta meaning is that what is viewed. It therefore plays the most important part in perception. Without perception, there would be no life, no growth, no activity, no to end up in death. Chitta is a read by vrittis, that is not knowledge or matter or knowledgeable program, but the programmer. View, touch, taste, smell, sound, frames every moment on chitta or display pad travels to store them in memory. This is all hardware. Perception. You live only because you perceive. Perception is cognizant consciousness. Perception is divine. Only living being perceives and the perceived is stored in the memory. If the perception is not stored in memory, perception will not be cognized and perception will be like a flow of water stream giving no results for any action. Western philosophers consider mind as think machine and everything is mind, but Maharshi Patanjali gives different elements of mind and elaborate functioning of how perception occurs. A living being has two types of tissues, one is ordinary, the other is special. Ordinary tissues constitute organs that are used for the structural and all other purposes like motor skills, life support and survival. Spatials are neural and susceptible to transmission as well as reception. These are our brain part. Neural communication occurs among these neural tissues, which is a cause of all internal and external actions. The 5 autonomous systems of transactions are active in the brain tissues: mana, chitta, buddhi, ahankar and memory. That is smriti. Mana is a neural communication through neurotransmitter and receptors. These are single wire communication. Chitta is a display pad and displays the view received from all sense organs. It has an ability to display the multidimensional views. For example, a flower is seen through eyes and displayed on chitta. At the same time, scent of the flower is sensed through smelling and it is displayed on another chitta. At the same time, touch displays the feel of truthfulness and not an illusion. Multiple chitta are formed. Thus, through all 5 sense organs, a view is displayed on chitta is multidimensional, and this is viewed by the operating system of mind: praman, true knowledge; viparya, false knowledge; vikalpa, fantasy; smriti, memory; and nidra, sleep. The displayed view is then stored in memory. Entire communication of the view is through neurotransmission and stored in biocellular formats in memory protein. Perception, divine blessing for your growth and survival. The view is in the form of frames that travels to memory every moment automatically from chitta for non-intermixing of frames. Ahankar is switching network and it has an upper and lower limit within which this system lets in the information or blocks the information. Buddhi, that is intelligence, is a combination of possibilities and impossibility. Anything or any action inside or outside requires technical knowledge or technical know-how, and that is provided by intelligence. This is a genetic store of knowledge received from the ancestors. As such, manas, chitta, buddhi, ahankar are the hardwares. Out of manas, buddhi and ahankar are the divine primordial elements of nature, and they are non-corruptible. The view is read by operating systems like true knowledge praman, false knowledge viparya, fantasy vikalpa, memory smriti and sleep nidra. Now every living being has this structure of perception. Perhaps this entire structure is situated in each neuron because perception would be impossible in absence of neurons. For the perception of sense, 3 main systems are necessary: the networking, memory and intelligence. Thus, the networking, memory and artificial intelligence available with all electronic equipments, internet, smart devices, robots and other equipments must be possessing the perception ability. If a communication media is established with the equipments, the perception would be cognizant and communicative. The structure of human mind constitutes mana, chitta, buddhi, ahankara, memory and operating systems like praman, viparya, vikalpa, smriti and nidra. Whatever is perceived is stored in memory. Basically, there are 2 types of memory stores. One is accessible to remember the past, the other is non-accessible, where internal programs are stored and used for internal functions that are silently being carried out. Human mind is activated by 2 triggers. One is inside through emotions, the outside is through the views displayed on chitta. Every pain, pleasure, view, sound, sense, touch and taste is displayed on chitta. Whatever is perceived from inside or outside is due to display on chitta. Trigger drives emotion, which in turn causes the secretion of hormones through glands, and hormones stimulates actions physically. The perception is divine and only responsible for living of living being. Perception is responsible for well-being, actions, reactions, and progress. Ahankar, a switching mechanism. Ahankar is an element of mind. Ahankar is a biomechanical machine and hardware. Like there are four elements, Mana, Chitta, Buddhi and Ahankar embedded to memory. Memory is a huge store of information available in every part of living body. Also required by Buddhi and Ahankar. When view is received from an eye in the form of picture, from an ear in the form of sound, from nose in the form of scent, from tongue in the form of taste, and from skin in the form of touch, is switched by Ahankar to get the reception. Ahankar is a switching mechanism. The view is displayed on Chitta. Chitta means that what is viewed. The display is involuntary and compulsive, but it does not fall in the threshold of Ahankar. Ahankar will not switch the reader to cognize the view. The readers are vrittis. Ahankar switches these vrittis to cognize only on reference to the memory instantaneously. As such, Ahankar works like RAM, the random access memory. Ahankar thresholds are different for different species. The flight or fight of a goat and tiger will have a different threshold. Goat might have a low threshold than the tiger. The threshold of a warrior and a worker can be different. That decides perception, cognizance and flight or fight syndrome. Intelligence, your performing machine. Bhagwan Gautam Buddha dedicated his life towards the study of intelligence. He ultimately pronounced that to reach the ultimate stage of Buddha or Bodhisattva, the highest intellect level is long process involving generations. Intelligence need to be evolved, and this occurs only due to ability to perceive true knowledge, false knowledge, fantasy, sleep and memory. In the absence of any one of the above perceiving system, the evolution of intelligence would be impossible. Intelligence therefore is a growing machine, truly biomechanical, and therefore artificial intelligence is possible. Fantasy is a special gift to the human than the other species. Ahankar and intelligence drives dreams in sleep, and the dreams are watched and remembered like a video clip. In the dream you may see, listen and undergo a feeling of physical motion, but you cannot touch the contents, the scene material. Perhaps this must have been given birth to the concept of life principle, soul or spirit. Intelligence is a machine situated in neurons, and among the multiple neurons the communication occurs through synapse firing. The machine in the neurons through synapse firing is a matrix, operates the intelligence and decisions. It is said that to decide is the job of intelligence. Nishchaya nishchay buddhihi. Nishchaya nishchay buddhihi. That which decides is intelligence. The intelligence machine is made up of biological gate circuits. Ahankar, Chitta and Manas are the parts of intelligence, though they have independent functioning and identities. All types of gates that within the combination perform an analytical opinion with switching from Ahankar that decides the decision. On receiving the reference from storage of memory, only intelligence will decide the possible or impossible. Artificial intelligence can always work only in combination with memory, and therefore it does the operations.